Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dreamer Game 1. I think I fucked up the last couple times and called it Dreamer Game 7. Which there's an explanation for that, but I won't go into it. Anyways, welcome back to Dreamer Game 1, episode, or turn 26, I believe. Let's jump into what is happening. We've got a couple of site searches, which is cool. Found 2 magic sites in Ancient Woods, a Whispering Woods and an Enchanted Gate. Let's check this out real quick. Whispering Woods is really nice. We get a +1 air gem, +1 nature gem, and the recruitment of enchantresses, which this could lead to some interesting stuff later on. We cover most... So we cover fire and nature, but... the air access, the water access, and the nature access could be nice. The problem is it's so random on whether you're going to get something doubled up or good or anything like that, that I'm not sure the Enchantress is going to really be super valuable for us. But regardless, Whispering Woods are very nice for us to find. And then an Enchanted Gate is a +1 Astral Pearl, so also very nice. That actually gives us 2 Astral Pearls for income. Found nothing in Wase, but then Mikio found a magic site in Ghent, a mud field, which I believe is just a +1 earth gem. So, magic gem income, or gem income graphic. Boom. I'm trying to take notes, by the way, through this to see if I can make this an easier process for myself. So, we'll see how this goes. Anyways. Still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. So, we've got that. Then we have... we captured some blood slaves. I don't know, do I want to include this? No, this isn't like income. I don't know, this is very, very strange. I'll figure out what I want to do here. Anyways, we witnessed a battle between Agartha and Hinnom. I talked about this briefly, but Agartha is... a sub for Agartha stepped in for, or a sub stepped in for Agartha when I stepped in for Yomi. So this is a sub, and Agartha had basically been dead, all but dead. They basically just had their capital and a little bit left, fighting against Hinnom. So the Agarthan player is trying to do what they can, and they've put together a nice little contingent of forces, but it's not against anything much here. I think he's just kind of like trying to be proactive and raid around in his lands, trying to catch out Hinnom, but yeah, we're good. We can see a Bless. So Agartha has a shock resistance, very high shock resistance. Shock 25, fire 20, cold 10, reinvigoration 1, penetration. That's a interesting bless. I mean, the penetration I'm assuming is for, does that work for things like Mind Blast? I don't even know. No idea. This is a foregone conclusion though. Alright, so we got to see that. That's pretty nice. And then we get attacked by Ulm in Ulm, because the AI is like, nah, who wants to sit under siege? Not us. And that's not good. So, we've got the Ulmish forces here, which there's not many, in fairness, but the Ulmish forces are way better than what we have. Which is mostly some mixed Bakemono Show, a couple of Ko-Oni, some Lizard Warriors, etc., etc. So, here's the downside, at least my opinion, of early Yomi aggression, right? If you are having trouble fighting Yomi, right, in the early game, don't fight their Dionis, if you can help it, right? Wait for them to have to, like, counter raid them, right? And then wait for the, if you can kill the Dionis, obviously just kill the Dionis, right? That's easy peasy. But if you can't kill the Dionis, don't actively fight them, wait for them to have to siege you down, and then kill their relatively weak armies. Because they are relatively weak armies. So we have a bunch of Dionis here that are sitting back and they're prepping, and if they get into the battle, they will destroy a lot of stuff. The problem is they're unlikely to get into the battle because the Olmish troops are actually half-decent troops. So they run forward and they just annihilate the troops that they come up against, which is unfortunate. If we had more Oni here, that would probably be less of a concern because the Onis would get popped, right? But then they would go into their Oni spirit form, and as ethereal, they would have a much better chance of surviving then. The only issue is we don't have very many Onis in this particular army. So, we do have a Dioni actually closing in now, so maybe that will be helpful, but basically a situation of, oh, that Dioni has now routed. And we've got these Dioni are routing. This Dioni, everyone's routed now. Ay, 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 ay. I will say, though, a fair use of elementals by the AI here, so that's good. But again, you can see, right, like, even when they get a Dioni down, they still can't actually kill it because it just goes into spirit form. Unfortunately, though, it's just going to walk off. I say it's just going to walk off. It's going to get caught by a bunch of... Ooh, no, we actually lost, but... Did we? Okay. Well, I don't know that... I don't think that battle report is correct because that Dioni didn't actually die. So, questionable on that battle report. But the main issue being is also, yeah, this does not seem to be the same. Okay. Well, I guess no, they're there. There's a big contingent of casters back here. Okay, never mind. I was like, there weren't that many casters, were there? Apparently there were. Okay, so something was a little off with that battle report. So ignore that, but the base concept remains, right? Like, Yomi is very strong, especially if they have a good bless at raiding you down and messing with you because it's hard to defeat their Dionis, especially early in the game if you don't have strong sacred troops. But when they try to siege you down, you can just pop them with decent troops, decent mages. You just pop them. Easy peasy. So that's a problem, and that's a graphic. Boom. So what are we looking at? 840. Trying to keep track of time so that I have a good way to edit these in. Because the last time editing, like, I basically had to rewatch the whole video after I edited it. Anyways, that was an unfortunate loss. Fortunately, though, in this version, all of our Dioni seem to have retreated properly. Retreated successfully, retreated successfully, retreated successfully, successfully. Oh, no. Okay, so we lost Kintoki, this Dioni, which I wonder, let's watch the battle again. I wonder if that is the Dioni that we ended up actually losing in this view. I wonder if the game does that, if the game kind of like... I feel like it's the game trying to fill in bits of memory or something. That's so strange. Okay, so it's this guy. No, this is Tasia. Okay, so, nope. It's actually this guy. How strange. Alright, anyways, whatever. So we lost a Dioni on the retreat, which is no bueno. That's really no bueno. We don't like that. And then we have an unexpected event. Unexpected event! Holy shit, this is why I love luck. A gold nugget of legendary size has been found and brought to the treasury. Event! So that's pretty exciting. Very nice to get this, especially after, I guess, after our blunder last turn. We got the, what was it, like 560 gold last turn, and then I immediately turned around and I spent that 560 gold on a lab that was basically a worthless lab because I had a brain fart. So it was sad to have lost that gold, glad to get it back, and then some on this. So, very cool. Alright, and that is what has happened for this turn. Let's take a look at what we are doing. So, movement-wise, obviously we have a problem with Ulm. Because the whole point there that what we were trying to do was we knew we didn't want to fight the Ulmish army. We just wanted to siege them down and send in a Dione or two. So that, unfortunately, we are going to run into a bit of a problem there. So for now, I'm going to move Akasada back onto Ulm. In an effort to keep them down, keep them from producing more, etc., etc. See how that goes, okay? And then most of the other remnants are moving back to Ancient Woods, so we can try to figure out that situation, and also research. We have a lot of research going on here. In fact, because it is outside of our dominion, this is actually our best research point in the game, just with these three researchers. 15, 14, and 12 accounts for a fair fucking chunk of our research. The only really bigger singular chunk is the fact that, you know, we have our god. So that's a big deal. We're gonna try to get that going as best we can. And then we're recruiting. We're going to recruit a bunch of lizard warriors and bandits. Things that aren't Bakemono Show, really. Things that aren't undisciplined, because I think part of the issue there is morale 8 being led by low leadership individuals. So we're going to look to get some slightly better troops that won't break as easily. Get them on a leader, probably a demon general or something like that, that can give them a little bit of a morale buff, and go from there. But also, kind of just, truth be told, what I hope to do is I hope to put a Dione on top of Ulm, and then have the Ulmish army throw itself in there a couple times and get depleted a little bit. So fingers crossed on that. Aside from that, other movements, we got scout movements going all over the place, but nothing of big note. I do want to throw out here, right, like this is where we saw that Agarthan army. It's actually threatening Hinnom. The only thing is there's, I think there's a, from negotiations, from talking with Agartha, I think there's actually a Hinnom army over in Agarthan territory. So while they are threatening Hinnom land, they are also probably going to lose their capital in short order. So this is kind of just a mess with Hinnom as much as they can maneuver, not a win against Hinnom maneuver. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I am moving this shaman, this lizard shaman, around to start site searching for astral and nature, because we still have very low incomes as far as that goes. We are moving a demon priest around. I think, I'm not sure where we're going. I think I might plan to just site search for H1 just to see if we can get some sites that way. Kind of the same thing over here, although I might start throwing down. We've got enough of an income. I might just start throwing down temples everywhere, right? Even if we're not getting temples in, we're putting up temples in a number of places, but I might start throwing down temples literally everywhere, just to get passive co-onis, because that's the other thing that I want, right? In regards to Ulm, but also just in regards period, we have not established a very good free spawn situation. So I plan to get as many temples down as I can and then start shepherding. You might only get 2 or 3 co-onis a turn in these random little locations and never get any special ones. But just getting 2 or 3 of those, as long as you're ferrying them around and then grouping them in places, that can actually build up a force way faster. So that's kind of the general concept. So we're doing that, and then we're moving this guy over to Zinthra to start site searching. And we're moving, whenever possible, moving Dionis out of Yomi, of course, right? So there's that. And he's taking the Oni that he currently has with him. What are we doing from an infrastructure standpoint? So last turn we did the dumb lab and a good lab and a temple. This turn we are doing a temple in Ghent. We're doing which is going to be good, right? We just want a temple here just because it's not going to be a great spot for getting additional free spawn, but we're going to have people here regardless, and we might eventually turn this into a fortified province, because this is a good population province, for now anyways. Won't be after we blood hunted down, but what we can do, since we're bordering these two this highland and this cave, we can take any free spawn and just ship them over. So we're doing a temple here in Ghent. We're doing a temple in Iron Caverns, because it is a cave, so we will get a special good free spawn there. And we're doing a temple in Strongdale for the exact same reasons. So 3 temples for infrastructure. Very cool. We are doing our first rituals this turn, since I've taken over, turn 26. And that is, we're doing 2 Hanya packs down here. So I went over the Hanya packs when I did the nation overview. But basically what it is it's 6 gems and a turn, right? To take a Naminari and turn it into a +1 fire, +2 death, or not +2, but 1 fire, 2 death, 1 nature, right? Why am I doing that now? I'm doing that right now because what we have is an issue of we have a little bit of a bottleneck issue, right? We have more gold generally each turn than we are fully utilizing, which means we can spare a little bit in upkeep, the Hanyas being more upkeep, but they're also going to be slightly better researchers, and they're better combat mages. And the combat mage issue is the thing that I'm worried about, right? We don't have very good combat mages. We have a couple Dione. They're all up in the north, or mostly up in the north. We got 2 down here near our heartland. But if anyone decides they want to get frisky elsewhere, we really don't have a lot of options. Hanyas, instead of Neminaris, can at the very least be very good Horde of Skeleton casters. So that's an option. And then they're also decent, just fire evocation casters. And sure, we don't have Horde of Skeletons or fire evocations right now, but as we increase our research parameters, we'll be able to make those decisions from a research standpoint should we want to. It's also just an investment in the fact that we have a lot of death gems right now, but we're not turning those death gems into any effective production. So this is just a little attempt of maybe it's not a worthwhile idea in the long run, but I'm spending a couple of death gems just to get us a little extra oomph in research and in actual combat effectiveness if we need. So rituals, boom, right there. Okay. Last little thing that we are doing is we are continuing to do a owl quill forging. We've been doing this basically every turn. So, owl quill forging. We've been doing this basically every turn, and probably going to continue doing it at every turn. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. Yeah, it looks like that's it. So with the owl quills, right? We actually don't have the ability to make them endlessly because we don't have the air gems, or the air income basically. And we don't actually have anyone sight searching in air, so this is not going to work forever. But the hope is that it's going to help kickstart, because you got to think, right? 12 research. Half of this is the owl quill, right? Every owl quill we make is basically a Naminari as far as research goes. So the longer we can do that, the faster we are going to write our pretty abysmal research speed right now. So there's that. And then construction 4 will be done this turn. We're going to pop into some conjuration, mostly because I'm not 100% sure where I want to go from here. I should probably jump into enchantment or just continue rushing up construction. And then the last little thing to talk about before we end the episode is actually this. You can see there is no longer a massive army in Trottern on our western border, and that is because I discussed things with Ermor, and we did end up finding peaceful diplomacy, and now we have a non-aggression pact. I don't know if that is going to burgeon into anything in the future. I have discussed or started the discussions for that kind of concept, right? Like the idea of, hey, Agartha is fighting against Hinnom right now. Now might be I'm almost. I'm not almost done with Ulm, but I'm almost done with Ulm. You know, maybe you go in against Hinnom. I hit from the east, and you know, all of a sudden that tyrant is put down. Kind of concept. I don't know if Ermor is going to bite on that or not, but it's a direction for us to go. And other than that, yeah, that I think is about it for this turn. No other super interesting situations. I did want to note, because we didn't really check this, do we have anyone... I want to say, do we have anyone in the Hall of Fame? Okay, so we just lost someone, and who we lost was not a Hall of Famer. So, wow. That is... Oof. So that means that at least 4 Dionis have died. It takes 2 turns to create a Dione. So that's 8 turns of Dionis. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Yeah, that's pretty much a Dione almost every single turn. So, geez, damn. That's a lot of Dionis. And that's a lot of dead Dione, unfortunately. Oof. But, for the living Dione that we do have, we have our Prophet, and he has Heroic Quickness. So that is pretty cool, but is also unfortunately because he has Heroic Quickness here, right? But he also has Quickness off his damn Gladius. So that's oof. Big oof. And then Ainu has Iron Will, which is awesome. That's increased +4 magic resistance. This is one of my favorite of the heroic abilities. And then Akasada has enormous strength, so +3 strength on Akasada. So chop chop. Very nice. All right, anyways, that is going to be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time for more Dreamers Game 1 Yomi. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.